Hello and welcome students. So today we are going to have another lesson from our supplementary poem book that is Snapshot. And in this lesson what we are going to see that how a mother is being treated badly in a family. Generally mothers are just taking care of the complete family. They are working very hard. They do not count anything that they have done these and that. But the family members sometimes they do not give that much importance to mother. They just think that it is their duty, and whatever they do outside job, they consider that we are working very hard. They never count. They never count how much mother is giving, how much mother is doing, and they count only their working hours, that I have worked for 10 hours, I have worked for 8 hours, which is their duty time. But they never count the mother's duty time, because there is no limit for mothers, there is no limit of duty time. Whole day she is very busy, and every time she is very busy with some of the things. But other members of family, they just think that they are only working. So in this lesson we are going to see that how a mother treated in the family, and now what is done by mother. Because of that the family has come on track, the member has come on track. So here in this lesson we are going to see these are the main characters. Amy Pearson, and she is around 40 years old, and Annie's husband George Pearson, and Annie's daughter Doris, and son Cyril. And there is one more character who is neighbor of Annie Pearson, is Mrs. Fitzgerald. So these are the total characters given in this lesson. And now let us see that how the story is starting. So one day what happened? Mrs. Fitzgerald came to meet Mrs. Pearson, and they both were sitting and talking. And actually Mrs. Pearson, Annie Pearson, she is very soft lady and kind-hearted lady with soft nature. She never scolds, she never gets angry. She is totally very generous lady. She never does anything which is which is not accepted by the family member. She always thinks in the favor of family members. She always support husband, daughter and son. So now what happened? Mrs. Pearson was sitting in her room, and suddenly there was a knock at the door, and Mrs. Fitzgerald came, and they started talking. And Mrs. Fitzgerald is a little bit hard natured lady, we can call her, that she is very strict lady. She has a power in speaking, and Mrs. Annie Pearson is very soft and kind-hearted lady. So Mrs. Fitzgerald is just telling her, because every day she notices that family members are coming and ordering these and that, do this, do that. In that way, husband is coming and telling to wife, even the daughter and son both are coming and telling anything to mother, and mother is ready to do for them. So in this way Mrs. Fitzgerald noticed everything. Now one day when Mrs. Fitzgerald came, she told Mrs. Pearson that why you just always listen to your family member. It is time to change yourself. Now you should also show something that I am the owner of the family. I am running the family. I am not here only for your work, only to listen you. Even my wishes are also there. I also have some wish to do something. So you should think over your own importance. In this way, Mrs. Fitzgerald told Mrs. Pearson that you should also think about your right. You should also think about your power. So in this way, she was convinced something by Mrs. Fitzgerald. Now she said that in this way, if you are living, it will be very difficult for you. It will be very difficult to live your life. You will be always living only for family members. You will never be fulfilling your wish, and you will always be limited to yourself. So Mrs. Annie Pearson said, no, I don't want to change. I love my family members. I I have so much emotions for them. So Mrs. Pitzer said, doesn't matter, you love them, you have emotion, doesn't matter. But they are not showing love, they are not showing any importance for you. So they should also show love, they should also show some emotions, this and respect, everything. You are also having the right to have this thing. And Mrs. Pearson said, no, it is not, it will not be good that I tell anything to my family member. I am very kind-hearted lady and I do not want to do anything which is really not good for my family member. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald said, no problem, doesn't matter. If you do not want to say, I will tell your family member. Then Mrs. Pearson said, no, it will never be good because they are my family member and I never want that anybody else outsider is telling something to my family member. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald said, no, I am not saying that thing. I myself directly will not be speaking anything, but I have a trick. And what is the trick? That we will change our personality. My personality will go with you and your personality will come with me and physically we will be same. Only Mrs. Fitzgerald will be Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Pearson will be Mrs. Fitzgerald. Only by nature we will change the personality, we will not change the outlook. In my body your soul will be there and your soul will be in my body, my soul will be in your body. In that way she just said. Then Mrs. Pearson said, how is it possible that we can change our soul with the same body? Then Mrs. Fitzgerald said, I have learned this trick from East, means from Asian countries, and I know how to change the personalities, means how to change the soul. Then in the beginning Mrs. Pearson said, no, I don't want, but Mrs. Fitzgerald said, no, I will not listen any excuse from you. You just give me your hand. By holding your hand, I will transfer my soul to you and I will take your soul in me. So in this way, Mrs. Fitzgerald just went close to Mrs. Pearson and holded the hand and transferred the soul. Now the soul of Mrs. Pearson went into Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Fitzgerald's soul went into Mrs. Pearson. Now they both are totally changed. So now what happened? Mrs. Fitzgerald said to Mrs. Pearson that you just do one thing with my soul. Means Mrs. Fitzgerald said to Mrs. Pearson that with my soul you go to my house and with your body I will be here. Means it is clear now. Mrs. Fitzgerald's soul is in Mrs. Pearson. So Mrs. Fitzgerald said to Mrs. Pearson that I will be in you and I will be here with my soul and your body. And with my body and your soul you just go to my house because they are interchanged. Outlook is same, only soul is changed. So now Mrs. Pearson is sitting there in the house with the soul of Mrs. Fitzgerald. Now suddenly when she was sitting, so she was smoking. She started smoking because Mrs. Fitzgerald has a habit of smoking. So she was smoking. At the same time when she was smoking, Doris, daughter of Mrs. Pearson, entered. And as according to her nature, she was coming from her job. She has completed 8 hours of her job and in the evening she came and she said to mother, Mother, did you prepare tea for me? My mother said, no. And after that she noticed that mother is smoking. Then she said, Mom, you are smoking. What happened to you? And where is my tea? Then Mrs. Pearson said, you just go and prepare by yourself. You can also prepare. Then Mrs. Pearson spoke these old words in little bit anger and with attitude. So Doris felt what happened to mother, why she is speaking in this way. And she was little bit worried about that thing. After that she said, in the evening with my boyfriend I have to go for outing. Then did you iron my yellow dress? Then mother said, why should I iron your dress? Can't you do by yourself? you can also do your work, you can iron your work. But Doris said that so far you have been doing this thing, therefore I told you. And what happened to you today? Why are you talking to me in this way? And mother also just showed her attitude to Doris and said, you want to go outside with your boyfriend and see his face, his teeth are coming out. If I were you, I would have never gone with that man. What is your choice? This is just like ridiculous. It is totally funny to see you with him. He see his face, see his personality, and you want to go with him. So Miss Doris felt very sad that my mother, first of all, she has not prepared tea, she has not ironed my dress, and she has spoken a lot of bad words for my boyfriend and even for me. So she went up and she started crying. And after some time, she herself ironed her dress and just got ready. And when she was up, suddenly who came? Son Cyril came. And when Cyril came, Cyril also, Mom, tea is ready. Then mom was showing anger to him also, that am I supposed to prepare tea for you? Can't you prepare tea even for yourself? And in this way. And where is my stout? Stout means beer. She also asked, go and check in the kitchen and bring beer bottle for me. Then Cyril was shocked to see that. Then mother is asking for beer. Mom, what happened to you? Because one glass she was already having in her hand and she asked for the another glass which was in the kitchen. So Cyril was very shocked to see that my mom is drinking, she is smoking, and when I asked for this thing, tea, then she said that she has not prepared. So in this way, Cyril was very shocked, and Cyril also very much disappointed and went up. And by the time when he was going up, suddenly he saw his sister, that Doris, with yellow dress. She was coming down. She ironed the dress and she came, and her eyes were red. She was crying, and Cyril asked, "Why are you crying?" Then Doris said to Cyril that today mother is not behaving properly. I think she has some problem. Maybe she has fallen somewhere, and because of that she must have got hurt on her head, and because of that she is behaving in this way. I think something wrong happened, and she is drinking. She is having beer. Let father come. After that, father will get very angry. And when they were talking, suddenly father also came. And when father came, that time father was also too much shocked that what happened to this lady today. She is drinking, and Mr. George said to Mrs. Pearson that did you prepare tea for me? Or if you did not prepare, no problem. Today I am going for a party. So in my club there is a party today, so I am not going to have tea or even dinner also. So this all will be outside or in the club itself. Then she said, okay, if you are not, you are already going to have party there or tea there or dinner also there, then why are you telling me for tea? You should not ask for this thing. And why are you telling? Then George said, no, I am not telling you to prepare. I am saying no need to prepare. Then Mrs. Pearson said, if you are going to tell me that prepare a cup of tea, then also I am not going to prepare for you. In this way, she just showed her attitude. So Mr. George got very angry and he said, how you are talking to me? I am your husband. In this way you are talking to me. You are saying that you are not going to prepare tea. Even I did not tell you to prepare. Then also you are simply getting angry. And then Mrs. Pearson also said same thing. When you do not want to have tea, why are you getting angry simply? You do not want to have now. So I did not prepare. No problem. Just make it over. Finish it. And George was little bit sad. And Mrs. Pearson, she was saying this thing that I am too much fed up now. I also want rest. So weekly 2 rest I will be having. That those 2 days you will be preparing, you will be doing household work, and I will be going outside for enjoyment with my friends. Every day you are going outside. Every day you are enjoying. I am always home. So I will go for 2 days in a week. Then George was little bit angry. At the same moment, there was a knock at the door, and who came? Mrs. Spitzer. So Mrs. Spitzer with personality with Mrs. Pearson, and Mrs. Pearson was sitting here with the personality of Mrs. Spitzer. So when real Mrs. Pearson came, or in the form of Mrs. Spitzer, when she came, he said, "How are the things and what is going on?" Then George said, "Now you should not be here because some problem is going on in our house. So better you now go." And when George said those words to Mrs. Spitzer, that time Mrs. Pearson said, "You should not talk in this way with my friend. She has come to meet me, and you are insulting her, you are sending her back. Instead, you should have wished her. You should behave very properly with the neighbors when they are coming, or especially my friend." And same word she has spoken to whom? Their children, her children also. That you are sitting here, can't you wish her? That aunt has come and you cannot wish her. You are standing like simply uncivilized person. In this way, she has spoken so many words to them. And even she also said to her husband that in your club you always want to run towards your club. Do you know what your club member are calling you? They are calling you Ompy Pompy. And then George got little bit serious. Then my wife is telling me this thing. Then he called son Cyril and asked, "What club member are calling me? Are they calling me Ompy Pompy?" Then George also said, "Yes, father, they are." And after that, George went away, and Doris also went away. And now only George went away means they went in their room. They did not go outside that evening. And now George and Mrs. Annie Pearson and Mrs. Spitzer, they all three were sitting there. And Mrs. Pearson was continuously speaking wrong thing, and she was smoking, she was drinking. This whole thing was going on, so George also could not see those things, and he just went in his room. And now Mrs. Spitzer and Mrs. Pearson again started talking that whatever happened. Then Mrs. Pearson, who was a real Mrs. Pearson in the form of Mrs. Spitzer, said that whatever happened, I have noticed that all are crying, even my daughter, my son, my husband, and you have spoken lot of things to them. So daughter is also crying, even you are talking this way to my husband. So these all things, I don't think that it is going on good. Then Mrs. Spitzer again said, who was Mrs. Pearson, that now I have settled everything, and I hope your family member will support you now, and whatever you will say, they will follow your word. So we'll do one thing first, we shall change the personality again. Who said this thing? Real Mrs. Pearson, who was in the form of Mrs. Spitzer. So again they have holded the hand and changed their personality. Now Mrs. Pearson was Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Spitzer was Mrs. Spitzer. So Mrs. Spitzer again said to Mrs. Pearson, if you do not believe in me that your family member will be agree with you, you can have a test. So she said that what kind of test I can have? Then Mrs. Spitzer told Mrs. Pearson, just tell your children that today they will cook food, and tell your husband that today he will not be going for party, rather we all will be having today meal here. And what do you like? That Mrs. Pearson said, I like playing rummy. Then you just tell them, we shall have rummy after dinner. So Mrs. Pearson said, no, I don't think they will be agree. But Mrs. Spitzer was confirmed, so she just called everyone. Who? Mrs. Pearson called everyone, husband and both children, and all three came. And now Mrs. Pearson told that both children, today your job is to cook food, because today I am not going to cook food for you, rather you will cook food for me. So go to kitchen and prepare. And she said to husband, today you are not going to your club because your club member are already insulting you. You should be here and we'll have dinner together and we shall discuss today. So I will be talking with you and children will be cooking food. She said to children that you go and cook food, and by the time I will be talking with your father, and after that we'll have dinner, and after dinner we shall be playing rummy. So all listened. Children went into the room. Husband sat there. They started talking, and Mrs. Spitzer just went away from the door. And from the door she looked inside again and just passed a smile and wished good night. And she just gave a gesture. Do not forget to change your personality again. Means remain same. Whatever I have said means the gesture which she has shown, that was indicating that you should be strict now. You should not change again to politeness. So now things are okay, and from tomorrow also you remain same. By saying good night, and she went away to her home. Now Mrs. Pearson, Mrs. Pearson, husband and children remain in the room, and things were okay. In this way, the lesson came to end. This is a very simple story. It is all about the importance of mother. It is all about a family. I hope you understood the lesson. I hope it is very clear with you to read, to go with the summary of the lesson and to write the answers related to the question, whatever comes from this lesson. With this hope, thank you very much. Have a good day.